Hello and welcome to another cast by the TheScChronicles with RB3K and
Truth.
we got ourselves a TBT mirror matchup with Truth himself playing the blue Terran MadMonarch?
So I've been playing strictly Terran since the beta phase 2 has started up. Terran has been my worst race, so I decided to get better at it, and the only way to get better is just, constantly play them no matter how hard you lose. And I thought this game was actually a pretty interesting game, showing TBT. We have been casting a lot of TBT, so maybe this will be our last TBT for a while.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some some ZVZs or something going on that's not TBT. But until then, we have a game from Truth here. So
yeah, so at this point, I was in the Diamond League. I did start off in the Gold League after my placement matches. I did drop a few, so I got set back. But I worked my way to the Diamond League. Maybe not the highest Diamond League player, but midway through it, so it should, not be too bad of a game.
Yeah. Got basic play right now. Very standard play. Oh, there we go. Supply depots and SCVs coming out. We should be seeing.
Yeah, against the TBT, I actually do favor going barracks and then double factory. I'm not too much of a fan of that 1-1-1 build, which a lot of people are. But I think in this game, I actually do go 1-1-1 because I've been getting owned by siege tanks and mass Vikings recently. So I decided to do it myself.
Yeah, and see what you can muster up, I guess.
Yeah, so my favorite build is just, get that Orbital Command down, get enough gas, pump out a few Marines, and then quickly get one tank out and just push out with 5 Marines and a siege tank.
Exactly. Gas coming up for MadMonarch right now, and no gas for you right now.
Yeah, it's probably just right there.
There we go.
So yeah, looking at the production tab, we are, mirrored right now. Everything's coming up the exact same. A few seconds of timing are off for me because, Terran isn't my strongest race, but I have been playing them quite a bit recently.
Exactly.
So we will promise to get RB's game out soon enough, but we were trying to do a live cast with that, but Blizzard does not want to keep their servers well enough for us right now.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to get a live cast going, and my computer, at first we thought it was my computer taking a shit, but no, it's just the Battle.net servers dying.
Yeah, we actually did look up on a few forums and people are complaining of the same issue, so we will bring you an old a replay from RB playing soon enough.
Yeah, hopefully. But until then, we'll get to watch Truth's Diamond games here because they're a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah, so it does look like my scouting SCV has made it its way across the map and finally found its position as my base is about to be scouted as well if you look down. And another thing to do is really shoot down this SCV as I poorly try to micro my Marine to kill it, and you really want to stop it from getting in, really hold that ramp and scoot and shoot it. And just deny as much information as you can. I am putting a factory down, so I want to make sure he doesn't see that factory, so I'm trying desperately to kill it before he reaches, and it does look like I do kill it, so he doesn't know what my factory is down, so he doesn't really know my build too much.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping your opponent in the dark is very important in StarCraft 2, because the less your opponent knows about what you're doing, the more fidgety he's going to be and not know what to do, how to counter you.
Yeah, it does look like my opponent is doing the same build with putting down his factory as well. He is on double gas, and I'm pretty sure I am on double gas as well, or I'm starting to get on double gas.
So just getting your second gas right now.
Yeah, I do like getting my gas a little bit late, and it does look like my opponent is putting down his armory, so you might see some door play right here.
Kind of hiding in the back, probably doesn't want it to be scouted if you do send another SCV in, because you know that he's not walled off. So
yeah, with the TVT matchup, you don't really need to wall off too much because most units are ranged, and he is probably hiding it from my scan. The scan will go down in the middle area.
Exactly.
A little bit lower than what we highlighted right there. We around there, and then it will really hide that armory. But once I see a Thor walking around, it's pretty hard to hide that Thor.
That thing is huge, even after the shrink.
Yeah, so it does look like I'm going for a more standard TVT play with a siege tank and probably get siege tech and Vikings. And this has been a pretty weird matchup where Terrans is just mass tanks and Vikings, and it usually ends up whoever stops making Vikings and just gets a bigger ground army will win, because once you get all these Vikings in the air and you lose your ground army, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Your Vikings can't shoot down, so they're kind of screwed. Now the question remains, did he see that factory?
Yeah,
we'll find out in a second, because I just completely messed up. No, he didn't. So his SCV was denied by these Marines right over here.
So it does look like I have my tank out and I have a few Marines, and I do like putting on early pressure. I don't like sitting back too much, so I probably will wait for my Viking to arrive. And do I have siege tech? Yeah, I do have siege tech on the way, and a Viking. So using that Viking to scout, and once that siege tech finishes, by the time I make it across, this this push might work out better than I hope. Well, I hope it works out.
Yeah, exactly. The cool thing is the Viking can basically fly around and give range to the siege tank. Siege tanks can fire further than they can see, so that just allows them to be that much more lethal when it comes to sending them out as a push and just sieging them up.
Yeah, it does look like I'm sending that Viking in to scout my opponent's base. I didn't want to waste a scan, and just floating a Viking through will help you figure out what's going on. And I do notice that he has a medvac and a Thor, and at this point I'm actually quite afraid that my base will be destroyed, and I'm trying to, I don't know what I was trying at this point. At this point I really made a blunder. I just kind of sat back, and the Thor does land and will abuse my army right here. Now this is not a fair matchup. One tank and a few Marines versus Thor. I really need to siege up that tank and start shelling it. And it does look like I sieged it up too close, and this Thor will decimate my army just completely. And yeah, looks like it survived with about 70 HP, so if I did siege that tank up further back, another shell shot would have taken it down. So, a pretty big blunder. You look at the units lost tab. He's well ahead. He took out my entire army and didn't lose his Thor. And yeah, it did survive with 65 HP, and he will repair that.
Yeah, exactly. A couple SCVs to repair that. Good to go.
And it does look like I have put down my own armory, and I am expanding, and I have put a command center down. So I do like pushing out and expanding at the same time, regardless if my attack works or not, which is maybe not the best choice of things to do, but I do always like getting my expansion up as I push out.
Yeah, exactly. Having that expansion, once you have an economy that's bigger than the other players, you're good to go. But then again, it does depend on whether or not he gets his own expansion, which doesn't seem like he's doing. So, Truth will be ahead here with having the second command center.
Yeah, it does look like I am focusing more on Vikings now, because I'm hoping that if I can snipe out a medvac carrying a Thor, I'll just be back in the game once the Thor dies without any damage. Then I'm golden. So I do set them up there because I think he's gonna fly around that area. And he does fly perfectly around, like he knows my Vikings are sitting there, and I do catch a glimpse now, and I should start engaging that medvac. And I do try to micro my Vikings around and just try to shoot that medvac down while he's holding the Thor. Because that would be the best case scenario for me, that I just take out that Thor while he's being taxied.
Exactly.